Hello, good evening to you all from Thailand. We're a group of students from King Mongkut Institute of Technology, Ladkrabang, and this video is for educational purpose. And we are a team of three members from RAGEX group, and it's me, myself, Leknath Powder, joined with my friends.
It's me, Om.
And it's me first.
And so let's dive into the introduction section. So basically, the main purpose of the competition that was held in recent time was to make high early strength concrete, which was only possible because of some restrictions and some of the criteria that the organizer team has published for us. And the main purpose or the main goal of ours in this competition was to make as as strong concrete as possible in less time. So for that we applied several techniques, and we also used our engineering concepts and knowledge to make this concept work fine in the concrete that we will be using in future. So without further ado, let's start about what we actually use and what were the restrictions in our competition.
So let's start with the one we cannot use. First is silica foam. Second is fly ash. Third is steel powder. And the fourth one is slag. And the most important thing that we cannot use more than 200 kg per cubic meter of cement.
Well, my friend just talked about what we cannot use, so let's start about what we can use as the innovation ideas. And here it is. Number one, eggshells powder. We used 225 gram, which means 0.45% of total mixing. For this eggshell powder, it also had advantage and disadvantage. For the advantage, the addition of eggshells granite powder to the concrete mix is expected to increase the strength of concrete. So we decided to add this because it's easily to accessible and helps cleaning the environmental as well. For disadvantage, it might result in reduced workability of slump. So we decided to use only the form of powder. Second, Sieve grass scrap powder, we use 200 gram means 0.4% of total mixings. Like actual powder, it also has advantage and disadvantage as well. Advantage is performance is reasonable or good when exported to various weathering conditions, and that's exactly what we need. Disadvantage, we are aware of alkali silica reaction. So we would consider using only the lesser proportion. Lastly, West concrete stone powder, we use 200 gram means 0.4% of total mixing. It is solid waste material left after the construction mechanism. Advantage, environmental conservation as we recycle it. So disadvantage is might decrease the quality of aggregate, so we need to be extra careful about doing uh, this process and do precise addition.
Yeah, and also we use water reducing as mixture, which name Sika Prastosert. We use it about 50 ml or 1.25% of total water. It consists of certain organic compound or mixture of organic and inorganic compound to reduce the water requirement of the mixture. The advantage of this, the treat concrete can have a lower water cement ratio. Disadvantage, the main disadvantage of plastic sizer usage is loss of workability as a result of rapid slump loss. Here, precise addition should be taken into consideration.
So okay, now that my friends has already discussed about what we can use and what we are not allowed to use, now let's talk about the additives that my friend earlier talked about, what are the main motives or the main reason for finding those additives as useful for our experiment in the competition. So the first thing that we must consider as being an engineer is that the product must be environmentally friendly, which I'm sure you have already seen in the slides earlier that all the products that we are using is pretty environment friendly, and that means that all products that we have managed to mix are all found in nature freely, and they are also very accessible in our campus. So we have come to the second point, which is easy accessibility. Like I said, the materials that we used are pretty easily found in our locality, and also it helps in managing the waste disposal as well. So yeah, those two are the prime factors to consider while making any of the concrete structures or any kind of building materials. And with that, we have come to the final factor which we thought would be beneficial. Final part is always meat in a dish. I mean, like every other project that you see must be quite cheaper and economical, right? In order to make our product extra beneficial for many of other people.
Okay, now we are in our working strategies section. Even before we start our day one, we plan to do the following things. Here it is. Number one, perform Sieve analysis. Before even starting our mixing procedure, we need to keep in mind like about sieving and the material we're gonna use. It is always a good habit to sieve the materials in order to get the best result. By sieving, we are filtering out the unwanted particles that will help the good mix at the later stage. Number two, drying in the oven for a day. After we finish sieving the required materials, we then let them dry for a day. And after we drying for about 24 hours, we were ready to like our competition. Number three, compaction using tamping lot. After we finish our slump test, we insert our concrete into the mold of cylindrical shape with diameter 30 centimeter by 15 centimeter diameter. While performing this, we are using tamping lot to compact the concrete inside, and the frequency in which we compact with the lot was about 25 shots in each layer, and we compact in 4 different layers.
And continue from what my friend have said before. First step was securing concrete by plastic wrap. This is the final task we perform in our day one. After we finish filling our cylindrical mold, we then cover the open surface of mold with plastic in order to prevent crack and trap in the water inside to regulate its temperature. This is the best curing technique that everyone should apply for getting the best every result of concrete. And finally, we have come to our last strategy, which is number 5, capping concrete cylinder prior to testing. We apply this technique because we want to make sure our testing cylindrical concrete and had a smooth, parallel, uniform bearing surface that is perpendicular to the applied axial load from the machine during the compressive strength test.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.